Oops, that's my donkey, Ursula. She's saying good afternoon from Hopalong Hollow. This is Jerry and Ursula, and we're back in the Potager. And we started at the Potager early in the year, and we're going to finish the year in the Potager as well. So it's changed quite a bit, even since the last time I filmed it, which was about a month ago, I guess. Things are still growing in here, believe it or not. But I have a lot of cleanup to do because it's November 8th. And it's time to get moving on something else in this garden. But one thing that's going along beautifully right now are these sugar snap peas, which I planted from seed about, wow, I guess, maybe 3 weeks ago. And they are more beautiful than they could ever be in the summer because they like the cool weather. I think the strawberries like the cool weather too because I'm actually getting some strawberry crop in this little section here. Habanero peppers. This thing is loaded with little habanero peppers. There's one, and the problem is, I didn't know this, but they're so hot that even my husband can't eat them, but aren't they pretty? And I wouldn't dare give these to my donkeys or sheep because, my gosh, they might have a heart attack, so I don't know what to do with them. But I'm probably just going to have to use them as compost. They sure are pretty, aren't they? Now, I've got 2 trees in here that are going to have to be replaced, and that's something I'm going to do in the next couple of days. I've got dwarf fruit trees coming. Now, these were supposed to have been dwarf fruit trees, but unfortunately, I got ripped off. So I want you to take note. Be very careful when you order from an online company and read all their reviews. If I'd have done that, I never would have ordered from this company. I purchased from them fruit trees, about 6 fruit trees. And I got them when they were just itty-bitty sticks, so I had no idea. I was so pleased when they were growing so well. But then when they got a little bit bigger, I said, hey, you know what? These do not look like the leaves for a peach tree. And sure enough, these are called buckthorn trees. They are considered a nuisance. And they are actually illegal to grow in some states because they spread so badly. And I had to look them up to find out what they were. I never got my money back from the company. They sort of like shut their doors. And so I got nothing but buckthorn trees from that company. And now each one of them has to be dug up and probably destroyed because I certainly don't want them taking over the forest over here. I've cleaned up the watermelon patch, and I've got some little shrimps here that never amounted to much, but my geese will really like them. So, I'm going to be doing some bulbs in here today. I'm going to be doing some digging. I'm going to be cleaning up a few things, and this is probably going to be full of tulips again. Only last year I put them in tubs, and this year I'm going to put them straight into the ground. So we'll be doing that today too. And after that, there won't be a whole lot more gardening to do this year. So I'm going to have to think of something else to make videos about for a while. So I hope you'll hang in there with me. Oh my word, I really have my work cut out for me. I have all these bulbs to plant. There are a lot of seeds I want to sow. And I have to put in a couple of dwarf fruit trees, clean up my gardens for the winter. And oh my gosh, what else? Oh yeah, and then go plant hunting for little volunteer plants that are growing in the sidewalk cracks and that sort of thing, and putting them in new garden homes, because you can do that in the late fall and even in the early winter. I've even done a lot of transplanting of lamb's ear plants and all sorts of perennials that were actually coming up in the winter, and they've done very well. It just depends on where you live and how bad your winters are. But right now, and I meant to get to this video quite a long time ago because I wanted to tell you about the catalogs that give you the great ideas to get your bulbs in. But my laptop crashed and I wasn't able to get to this video. However, if you want to shop from catalogs, online catalogs for your bulbs, which is something you really want to put in at this time, you can still get some great deals online. As a matter of fact, you can get some better deals online at this time of the year because they're trying to get rid of their bulbs. So you can get a lot of good discounts, although you might not have as many choices. So I'm not really going to talk a lot about tulip bulbs today because I have a whole series on planting tulip bulbs. that I did earlier, and I'll link to that below. But I have all these tulips that I had dug up out of my containers where I planted them last year, and they had a lot of babies. As you can see right here, we have a lot of little bulblets. Now these are kind of worthless as far as growing new tulips at this point, but you can actually put them in a little nursery. Find a section in your garden, plant them about 2 inches deep, and then leave them alone for about 2 years, and they will just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you will have a whole new set of bulbs to plant in your garden in the next couple of years. So what I'm going to concentrate now on in the bulb world are alliums, because alliums are one of my very new favorites to plant. I haven't planted a lot of them in the past, but I've just gotten this great big urge after seeing so many beautiful allium gardens that I really went crazy with the alliums this year. Now I did plant these drumstick alliums last year, so happy with them. Bought them out of a catalog. I think they were 100 allium bulbs for $15. What a deal. It gives you a great start, because allium bulbs, which are ornamental onions, they really are great at naturalizing in your garden. Alliums come in all different sizes, just like most tulip bulbs and hyacinth bulbs, but they come in very tiny sizes to great big gladiator sizes like these. And of course, the bigger the bulb, the bigger the bloom, and the bigger the flower you're going to get. These are supposed to be about 36 inches tall with 10-inch spheres. Oh, what a statement that would make in a garden. The wonderful thing about buying through catalogs is they tell you everything you need to know. You can get these great wholesale bulk prices in tulips, daffodils, alliums, hyacinth, Spanish bluebells, any kind of bulb that you love. Almost everything comes from Holland. Well, the bulb capital of the world. And I have represented here on this table many different companies I recommend. I will give you a link to the companies I recommend down below in the description. There are a few bulbs that I really highly recommend that you get that naturalize beautifully, and those would be the muscaris. And these just are wonderful naturalizers because they just spread and spread and spread. I'm often digging them up to put them in other areas that they've spread so much. And this year I got 25 white ones to go along with the purple ones that I bought many years ago from the Netherlands Bulb Company. I really recommend this company. Here they are. You can get 100 of them for $20. And that's a very good start. And another bulb I really recommend are these, either called Spanish bluebells or English bluebells. In this case, they're called English bluebells. I bought these several years ago, and they had really naturalized in one of my front gardens. And on the price on these, you are going to get 100 of them for around $25. You see, it's just a really great investment to buy bulbs that are just going to keep on reproducing underground for you. The same goes for the alliums, as I said before. Daffodils do the same thing. And the only thing that really doesn't go crazy for you are going to be your tulips. Now, as I mentioned, alliums are in the ornamental onion family. So when you're planting chives, you are going to get little blooms on your chives as well. And that's the only reason I plant chives. I don't use a whole lot of chives in my cooking or my salads. I generally keep them for the flower heads, which are tiny, 1-inch little lavender, not even lavender, kind of a pink color. But this is an elephant garlic. And I'm not growing this to grow the garlic. I am going to plant this. I'm going to separate all the cloves out of here. I'm going to plant these in the potager. And these are going to give me great, big, huge blooms on the top. And I'm going to use them for ornamental purposes instead of growing them for the garlic. Now, bulbs are very easy to plant, and generally they'll have all the direction that you need on the packet. So you're going to prepare your soil. You're going to add probably some bulb food is a good idea. You can buy that just about anywhere. And then the general rule of thumb is that you're planting your bulb 2 to 4 times deeper than the bulb itself. So this is a gladiator bulb. You want your root on the bottom and your little pointy part coming up. Better to see it on these small ones. Look at this cute little bag. I love this little bag. So here we have some sweet little, there they are. Okay, there you can see that so clearly. There you've got your little root, and there on the top at the pointy end, you've got your little stem already trying to come up. If you peek in this bag, you can see some of them are already turning green on the top. Now these are tiny. They would only go in about 2 to 3 inches. Have you ever noticed how some plants just look so much happier in the cooler months? These are the foxgloves I planted from seeds in the beginning of the year. And they are just doing so much better right now. And here we are in November. They're biennials, so next year, hopefully, they might bloom, or they might just keep on getting leafier and leafier and then bloom the year after that. Another one that seems to do so great in the winter are lamb's ear. Look at those. They never looked so happy all year long until now. But another thing about the autumn is that it's a good time to plant a lot of your seeds. Autumn sowing is great for so many seeds because they require a period of cold before they'll germinate. And there are just a whole list of plants, but I think some of the main ones would be what I've got out here ready to go into the ground, would be the foxglove, nasturtium, sweet peas, cosmos, primrose, poppies, bee balm, bachelor buttons, and larkspur. Now larkspur I learned firsthand when I one spring found in my garden growing beautiful spires of purple larkspur. I had no idea where they'd come from. Then I remembered I had tossed a packet of larkspur seeds in that winter the year before, and lo and behold, that's where they came from. They required that period of cold. When I've sown larkspur in the spring, I just do not have a good showing at all. So we'll give it another try this year and see what happens. These were some of the sunflowers we grew this year, and there's just a lot of varieties here. I think most of these I'm going to give to the birds over the winter, but I'm going to save out a handful or so and toss them into a meadow or something. Look at that. They're kind of funny. Oh, I love them though, but this one I'm definitely going to leave this out in the garden and give it to the winter birds. So, go through your seed box, see what you've got that you might be able to sow in your garden right now, and you'll be happily surprised when you see how beautifully they do next year. Well, it looks like I've been rained out today, so I won't be planting those bulbs, and I won't be sowing any seeds or planting my fruit trees after all. So I'll continue this video in the next few days when the sun comes out again, hopefully, or at least things dry out a bit. In the meantime, I would suggest that you get online and take a look at some really great deals that you can find from some bulb companies. Check out Dutchbulb.com. Check out Holland Bulb Farm. I saw some 70% discounts on all kinds of wonderful things that you could plant. So, like I said, it's not too late for you to get those bulbs. And you can plant them all the way up to December and January in some places. So, we'll see you next time from Hopalong Hollow. This is Cherry.